It's a warm summer's evening as Gray performs menial labor around the colony. Unlike Cestus, he doesn't need much in the way of rest, provided the power supply is maintained. Perimeter walls are vital in a long-term defense of any settlement, and with their numbers growing, ours will soon become a more tempting target. Slate is far from the best material for such defenses, but it will momentarily slow down any assailants able to reach the area. As if on cue, a member of the Lepe Covenant arrives to take on the strange colony with nothing more than a steel club. This goes about as well as you might imagine. It is common protocol for new Illithids to be born from gift stock, but most humanoid species will suffice. Gray elects to capture this latest transient and let the brain decide for itself. With severe blood loss and a destroyed kidney, the brain makes its determination that this human is unfit as breeding stock, and cruelly forbids their further care. In order to defend against future aggressors and further its objectives, the colony needs a workshop in which to fashion more advanced technologies. Steel is fairly abundant in this region and so forms the basis of most structures here. Bruno finally starves to death under the watchful gaze of the brain, and her passing is marked by the arrival of a meteorite composed of valuable jade. Her body, meanwhile, will be used, like all others, as food. A passing slaver represents a potential source for new arrivals in the colony, but unfortunately they have no suitable hosts available, though a warforged in their stock is tempting. The kind of people who sell their own kin are generally unkind to animals, so Lottie elects to stay indoors during their visit. The recurring appearance of traders in this area identifies it as a popular merchant region, and since the colony is in dire need of a more spacious storage area anyway, it's time to construct a storage hall for trade goods. A machining table will allow the colonists to create a variety of useful weaponry, but the components needed to do so will necessitate a fabrication bench, for which they will need advanced components. These components are a common trade amongst spacefaring merchants, so an orbital trade beacon in the storage hall is a must. For now, they'll have to rely on scrap and salvage found in the area, such as this large marble stele for Cestus to meditate beside. A thunderstorm highlights the vulnerability of potato crops, necessitating a protective enclosure. This will greatly slow the growth of crops, but some is better than none in the desolate rim. An attempt to leave the planet by Newtic of the Bar Pact ends disastrously as they crash nearby. Unfortunately for him, he's a GIF, and the brain has a very clear preference for GIF hosts. What swiftly follows is quickly becoming routine, with Gray carrying the injured GIF to the dark back room of the settlement and conducting a crude surgery upon him. The Illithid tadpole successfully takes root in the GIF prisoner, and the colony is soon joined by new recruit Orbux. Orbux's arrival comes just in time to help fight back a considerable wildfire that threatens the potato crops, but is fortunately extinguished by more rain. As the workshop begins to come together, message is received of a miner needing accommodations for the next 18 days while he studies with other cultures. In exchange for lodging, Johnny will provide the settlement with several advanced components, key to making a fabrication table and enabling a functionally endless supply of them. The modest workshop is finally completed, save for access to electrical power. However, the settlement is beginning to test the limits of its supply. They'll need to find more energy soon. But first, a pair of chinchilla offer themselves very aggressively as dinner, allowing Orbux to enjoy what has now become a rite of passage for new members. Johnny being around is the first time that Gray, or any of the residents for that matter, have spent a protracted period living around humans. And sure enough, emotions run high in short order. If they can't put their disagreements aside, the settlement will have to work much harder for the advanced components vital to its future endeavors. A tidal generator will provide more than enough power for the time being, but only one part of the river is broad enough to accommodate it, far from the defensive postures of the settlement. Even Lottie lends a hand in laying the cabling to reach the new generator. And with some lengthy overnight work by Gray, the new generator is complete, ensuring the workshop will be functional almost indefinitely. Also, only a small percentage of viewers are Nah, I'm just kidding, like 1/5 of you aren't subscribed. But the vast majority of you are missing out on early videos and fun bonus content on my Patreon. For as little as £1 per month, you can help keep me able to persevere through every struggle the last year has brought us, and keep you all entertained. So to lend a hand, and only if you can, head over to patreon.com/lying.